This is part of a larger policy of basically creating a more solid block of countries aligned with this particular White House. Okay, and the people are saying, is this the new Monroe Doctrine? It is, but with a very partisan twist. We see in the case of Argentina, Donald Trump, and a policy that actually made sense, but had a baldly partisan twist to it, basically bailed out or gave a $20 billion offer of a credit line to Javier Milei if his party won the elections, the midterm elections. That was clearly partisan. We see his slapping of 50% tariffs on Brazilian exports to the U.S. Because the independent Supreme Court dared to try a Trump ally, Jair Bolsonaro, for insurrection. And now we see this very ugly and public argument between Gustavo Petro of Colombia, and where Trump is accused without evidence of being a major drug trafficker, but he's also of the left. And this is also, that isn't just an attack on Gustavo Petro, although with reason, Gustavo Petro has, in fact, he himself is very intemperate, has called for the ouster of Donald Trump. Maybe the first time in history where reverses, where actually a Latin American leader called for a coup in the United States, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, we're in historic moments here, Andy. But by the same token, what is also, because there are elections next year in Colombia, it's also an attempt to sway the Colombian election. And the Colombian electorate tends to be very conservative, probably in a much more Trump-favored direction. You've got candidates in the upcoming elections in Chile the conservatives will probably win, very Trump-centered. You have Noboa in Ecuador already secured his seat. And then quite possibly, this I will go on, you can mock me if I'm wrong, the Lopez Aliaga of Peru is a very Trumpist candidate in Peru that's competing for the presidency next year. You're looking at a region that could become very deeply Trump-aligned. And that is what he wants. It isn't just U.S. national interests. It's Trump and Steve Bannon's partisan interests. And then they would leverage that in many ways, but against sort of what John Bolton referred to as a triangle of tyranny, rather colorfully and alliteratively, against Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua. So yes, I think we are seeing this. What this means in terms of projecting power outside, I think is still unclear.